Does it have to be restaurant related, or like, can we just talk about how Katie just fell down her front steps the other day?
Grab your forks and knives for another juicy episode of Restaurant Diaries podcast.
Hi, welcome to the third week of Restaurant Diaries. We're starting to feel a little more comfortable. This is Katie. I'm Anna Marie. And where should we start this week? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I want to know, what's our daily dose of you can't make this shit up, of what did the servers do?
So yeah.
I need my daily server story.
All right, so I think that this is a good template for how I think that I should tell everybody one dumb thing. So which one should I start?
I was saying, it's very hard.
I know.
Pick one, you're going to have to limit that.
No, I know what one I want to tell you. So, all right, we'll have to. Remember, I love all of my employees. I love them a lot. We are a hell of a team, but they definitely make me want to slam my head on the wall every once in a while. So this week, we'll tell you about this week. The highlight of my week was my 15-year-old. I have a 15-year-old daughter, and she works at the restaurant. And in the last year, since the pandemic, she's really stepped up, and she's learning a lot, and you know, she's like a little me.
Yes, I know that.
She's got the attitude.
Yes. I was just talking earlier about how your daughter's personality is you to a T.
And how
your other child is the bipolar opposite personality of you.
Nothing.
I'm like, yep, nope.
Yeah, so Zoe has been doubling down her efforts because I've been spending all of my time, 18 hours a day, running restaurant to restaurant, trying to put out fires, trying to do whatever. So I left Zoe at the second restaurant, and I was going 10 minutes. 10
restaurant minutes is that's
so
thing.
She calls.
Restaurant minutes.
And I'm like, I've been in the car 10 minutes. What could they have done? They were only going to be open for a half hour. I left them alone for a half hour. So ready? Here's my life. Hello. What's wrong? Well, Mom, I have good news and I have bad news. And I'm like, okay, what? Table 30 said it is the world's best chicken noodle soup they've ever had in their entire life. And I'm like, that's fabulous. Great. She said, bad news. We ran out of chicken noodle soup. Zoe, what is she eating? Zoe's like, I'm 15, I panicked. She just walked away. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna need you to man up. I'm gonna need you to go find out what that lovely woman, I'm glad she likes it, but I really...
What soup is she eating?
I would like to know. So Zoe goes back and talks and comes back to the phone. She goes, Mom, it's 2 bowls of sausage gravy. I said, yes, we do serve breakfast and lunch. The soup is in a separate room from the breakfast stuff. For real. 20 minutes away in a car. And I'm not quite sure what to say anymore because the customer's happy and enjoying it. And the 15-year-old is not in charge with fixing the adult server who does not know the difference. So it's like, we're going to take that one as a win. And not our best moment, but could have been worse.
Yes.
Didn't give them anything non-edible.
Well, no, and that's what, and they liked it. And
they were happy?
Sausage gravy can pass as a soup.
Not so much.
Well, I mean, it has the consistency. It gets served in a bowl if you want it on the side of stuff. So and it's hot. So you serve it with a ladle. There's a lot of consistencies that you're missing.
No, anything with a ladle. It's all soup.
It could be.
Everything with a ladle.
You don't know that.
We use the ladle for the hollandaise. I'll have to be walking out to, you have a bowl of hollandaise?
Didn't we have somebody do that actually before? I'm pretty sure we had remember pudding? Somebody got pudding and they did the hollandaise instead because we make our own pudding, and since we make pudding, they got hollandaise and put that in our pudding container.
All right, so that was my favorite moment of the week. The only other one that was, I'll share because it's in the same vein, is, again, I keep telling you, I'm trying to embrace it. I can't fix everything, even when I'm in the building. I was in the building. We have a menu item that is a soup flight. You get to pick 3 soups out of 4 or 5, depending on the day. Woman sent me a message. I am in the kitchen. Sent me a Facebook message. When did you stop selling soup? I said, ma'am, we didn't. We have 4 The server just came back and we don't sell soup on Tuesdays.
On Tuesdays?
I said, what?
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 No soup. No soup for you.
No soup for
No soup for
None.
you.
No soup for you. So when the server comes back and I'm like, hi, why would you do that? I didn't do that. And it's like, okay. Yep. I said, okay, so we're going to say you didn't do it. We're going to say that this woman had nothing else to do with her free time but decide to set me off on a Tuesday and tell me that you're lying. It's fine. No big deal. We're going to say that none of that happened. Every Tuesday we have soup, just so you're aware. And he's, I know. Okay. See, even when I'm in the building, I can't fix it all.
But see, I can't determine why they say no. When I'm a server,
Wouldn't you just do anything you can to make them happy?
That's my thing, and at least make it seem like you're going the extra mile. You know what? I'm
just
not sure,
make
but
this
let
crap
me
up.
double check for you.
They
Let me
just
see if we
make
can
this
get
crap
some
up.
for you.
No soup on Tuesdays.
I don't understand. Like, you're not the one cooking, so what's the
Yeah.
big deal?
Took nothing for you to take that order.
As someone who's done both, you know what it's like. Yes, when a server brings back those very dedicated, specific orders, sometimes you want to jab yourself in the eye. But as a server, I'm like, of course you can get anything you want. Let me just write that down.
Let me make it clear for them.
Yeah, we can make it.
Yeah.
We can make it. No problem. It's
So, well, this week I spent almost every day out on the floor with the servers, just trying to clarify, make sure everyone's trained correctly. And again, it's a different world now than it was training them 5 years ago.
It's not easy because how do you, when you see somebody doing something wrong, how do you approach it?
Well, I start out super nice. Hi, I know that at your other job you might have done it that way. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying it's not the way we do it.
Okay.
As a team, we would like everything to be ABC.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it comes back that, okay. And then 2 minutes later,
They're still day one to do.
they're still doing whatever. And it's like, hi, did we just talk about this? Took time out my day. I came.
Yeah, we talked about it. We discussed
Right?
it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
They don't. I don't know what it is. It's something. So like up at Bird, at your other location, you guys have computer checks. At the location where I tend to be, it's handwritten checks. Let's smush it all onto one check.
Yeah.
So I'll tell them. I see, you want to get it all on one, but as for the cooks, it's easier. I'd rather have you take 19 checks for one table than
I would.
19 people on one
I would
check.
like it to be clear. I want to make
Yes.
exactly
what they want. Yes, and sometimes that also causes issues between customers to server to kitchen because I know it's not that many people, but it will still get messed up from the customer to the kitchen. I'm like, there's only one in between person, and you should be able to reliably tell me that.
All right, so this week was hard on the servers because first they had to deal with me and all the crazy.
See, you make people tense already as is.
I know, and I don't mean to, because it's just, I'm becoming, the older I get and the longer things go, super funny, trying to train someone this week. I told them, I've been saying it for years. All right, so you are Martha Stewart, and this is your party. So if they need something, whether it's your table or not, it's your party. 3 of them this week. Who's Martha
I was going to say, did they
Stewart?
have to ask you who Martha Stewart
I
was?
said, I'm 109. Okay,
Do you need to
so
update your references?
I do. I need to come up with,
Imagine you're like on TikTok, and these are all your people. These are your views
followers.
and your likes. Your likes are
They might pay
relying on this.
attention then.
What if you did that? This is how many likes you get from a table. Instead of tips, we can give you likes.
So doing it, they might,
actually
do it.
You might even get a heart if you're really good. You might get a love, a heart reaction.
That might be it. Okay. See, now I have goals this week. I
you
got
have
it.
to,
All right,
you have to change your
working on
ways. You have to update.
I can learn too. Oh,
like
I got it.
Like the restaurant industry is ever changing. So are the terms you have to use and the references and examples and it's changes.
But so I got flack for making fun of my staff, and the point is, it's not really making fun of. It's just, again, it's venting, doing a little bit of.
But I will say,
humor.
everything that we've said here, we've also said to the people that did it.
I know,
mean,
and they are fully aware. And like I said, it's just the outside world doesn't know what it's like working in the restaurant. So, Yes, I can see that they would think that I'm being mean. And the point is I'm not.
Well,
I love them dearly. If I don't like you, you are not in the building, because it is such a hard job for a compact amount of time, and it's high stress. You cannot be around people you don't like. So it's super tough. But the servers did have a hard week. So aside from me, we had a couple interesting customers. And again, we're nothing without our customers at all. That's the way I was raised. I've believed that for 30 years. Some of them are just plain funny. So I'm telling them that the customer is always right, and you give the customer everything they want, and if we have it, they can have it, and make them happy, and this is the whole goal.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while, you'll get this off-the-wall customer who does not know what's happening and does not know stuff, and that's okay. But then it's hard to factor that into training.
It's hard when you have a new server who's also trying. If you have a customer who doesn't know things and an experienced server who knows the restaurant and what you can do, it's a great match.
Yes.
When you have two people who who neither know what's happening, and one like brand new to the restaurant and one's brand new to serving at the restaurant, it's an interesting.
So in our two locations, there are two very different kinds of customer. And for it being a small area, it's hard to believe, but it is. The first location, for years now, trying to get, it's probably been a full 10 years. In this location, half the time, it's getting better, but half the time, people get chorizo and arugula confused. One is spicy sausage, and the other one is a leafy green. And stuff I don't know. There is a ton of stuff I don't know. I get it. I screw stuff up all the time. That is my favorite thing, that they get confused.
But we all
because
have those
half the
fun
time
black
the
boxes.
server doesn't know either.
Yes.
And then you have a server thinking they're asking for one thing, and so it just makes it
all round and round, and you don't really know what's happening.
Yes, and so this week we had a really lovely woman who came in and ordered buffalo chicken, blue cheese egg rolls. And they are my favorite thing. They're my favorite thing. I make them. They're my favorite thing. They took them out to the table, and she sent them back. She didn't like them. And now this happens. Things happen.
We all have different tastes.
Yep. She said she didn't like it. She thought it was a little too sour. So I was like, too much blue cheese for you. I understand. I'm a little heavy-handed. I'm heavy-handed on every cheese
Especially
we use.
cheese. Yeah, gosh.
Any kind of cheese. So I told the server, get her anything she wants. Just make her happy. Just fix our mistake.
I just want to intervene. I will say that's my favorite thing about working here. When I am here and somebody doesn't like something, we will replace it for you at, we're not going to charge you for 19 meals because you didn't like something.
Well, and that's where I'm going with this, which is, whew. All right, so the woman then changed her order to steak gorgonzola, which we serve.
For those of you who don't know, gorgonzola is a fancy term for blue cheese.
Well, see, you just blew the story, because a woman then sent that back and told me that all of my food is sour. So finally, I had to go to the table myself, and I'm like, ma'am, all this is made fresh to order. Nothing is sour. What can I do to fix this? All that round and round. Well, I don't like blue cheese. Well, you ordered it on two things. Two, not one.
So
and I'm like,
we all have phones in front of us. Some places even require you to have a phone to view their menu. If we're not sure about what is in the item, why don't we Google it to see what it is?
No, see, I blame myself. Again, if the staff would speak and do, the server should know what's in everything. If you ask.
They should. They should. But I mean,
even with all the training,
it's literally
they
called
still don't, but I do.
It's called steak gorgonzola.
Nope, she had no idea.
And see, this is kind of where I feel bad for servers, because when the descriptions are written on there, plain as day.
Well, I know that. Well, that's what I'm saying. In the server's defense, it was a rough week because she was new.
It's very difficult.
And she just kept trying. The woman was not helping at all.
Like I had a vegetarian at somewhere, and they're like, "There's pancetta in here." It says it right on the menu. Well, I didn't know what it was. Well, then Google it. If you have dietary restrictions, ask or Google what an item is. We will tell you, and we won't. We would rather you ask and have us tell you than for you to assume and not like a meal that you are provided.
Okay. So the best part of the story, and this is where the people say I'm snarky. The woman. So first, the egg rolls, no charge. Obviously, like her husband ate them. Okay, you got it. Steak gorgonzola comes out. She hated that. No charge. I just want to make you happy at this point. Tell me what you need. No problem. She ordered something completely different, had some kind of salad.
Did she get blue cheese?
I was cracking up because we do have a black and blue salad, and I was like, if she asks for the black and blue salad, I may lose my mind.
Did she didn't. Get blue cheese?
No, she did not. She
Okay,
picked something
good.
different.
Good.
But in the meantime, so I've now fed her 3 things. I have charged her for none.
I was saying you've lost profit.
I've lost.
Any
It's
of
okay.
those
It doesn't
things.
matter. I just want her to be happy. The part that kicks me in the butt. Can I have boxes? Hi. If you didn't like it the first time, you think you're gonna like it reheated at home?
Yes, we've had that here. They eat, I love the people who over order, and I try to tell them, and I'm like,
We get that a lot here.
we do, and I'm like, I would recommend not because it's a lot of food. Our portions are a little bigger than most people, so I'm like, I wouldn't do that. Well, then you come over and they're loving everything, and then you start seeing the wall hit.
Yeah.
And
They can't eat it all.
Suddenly they're like, it was all right. And, I don't really think.
Yeah, I didn't really want that.
I didn't really care for that, and I didn't want that. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll take it off your bill, no problem. I'm super sorry. And I go to take the plate, and they're like,
no, we'll take
we
a box.
want boxes. And I'm like, if you didn't like it fresh from the kitchen, you ain't gonna like it after it sat in a box and took it home and sat in your fridge, and then you heat it up in however motion you want. And I have no idea what's gonna happen.
But no, see, again, low-key undercover, I take that as a win because
Well, it is.
they did like it.
Oh yeah.
They just don't want to pay for it.
Oh, I know. But
And that's okay. All right, we still win. You still liked it. It's still the best French toast you've ever had in your entire life.
But I'd like them to admit it.
No.
Like I'd like you to admit it.
Never gonna happen.
See, those customers are also like the ones that. Do you remember the customer that picked up a sandwich around 8, and then around 12:30 called and said that it was cold, and she wanted a new one, and was furious that we would give her a cold sandwich, even though we acknowledged
4 hours.
And again, had I not been here for that, I
You
don't
wouldn't
know if
believe it.
I would think it was real. If I haven't experienced some of these things, I like reading Reddit, and I like reading the.
Wait. It happened again.
So I read Reddit. Like, have you ever read like, Am I the Asshole?
Am I the
post?
asshole? It's the only one that I read. Yes.
Me too. So a lot of people are like, there's no way these stories are true.
They
and
are.
I always think, this is really hard to believe. And then I stop and I think about all the interactions I've had in the last 20 plus years in the restaurant business. And I'm like, you know what? It's totally feasible. It's totally possible.
Totally possible. We had a bad review this week, and I forgot about this one altogether. We have a fried lager battered haddock at the other place. We do like fish and chips. And in all honesty, I don't eat fish, but in all honesty, people rave about it. They love it. It's a big giant piece of fish, and they're all happy and whatever. We got our first complaint, and of course they did not call or say anything to me. They put it directly on
It's always public.
Google, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, let me see what I can fix. So I'm reading it. It says it was cold, and it's cold, and now it's mushy. And I'm like, oh, that stinks. Like, so I'm like, guys, when did I'm trying to find out.
When did all this get made? And
So it was ordered at 6. It was picked up at 6:42, and then she walked 2 blocks with fish in a styrofoam box.
Mind you, it's not warm in our area right now either.
No. And I'm like, huh. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, again, I don't think that there's a way that I could have fixed that, but let me fix it now.
Yeah.
Send her a message, ma'am, sorry. Be more than happy, give you a gift card, remake your fish. What would you like? If you tell me you're walking it in the snow, I'll be more than happy to bring it the 2 blocks over.
So don't you have
Like,
DoorDash? Like,
I know,
aren't these things options?
Yeah.
That's why I always like to read the reviews. Like if I'm Googling.
See, I
like,
no longer. I don't read them
No,
ever. Anywhere.
No, I mean anywhere I go.
Nope.
Well, it's like if you're Googling a restaurant and you're like, oh, it only has 3 stars. Please read the reviews and see what is causing the 3 stars. Like, have you seen people who leave, my favorites are the 1 stars with no comments or anything. I'm like, you can't do that. Like, if you are going to leave a negative review, please tell me what was negative about it.
I respond to every single review.
Yes.
My phone number is published. Please tell me what I can do better.
Yeah.
I am in this.
Yeah.
I am not at home with my feet up. I am there 100% of the time. Did you say anything when you were in the building?
Well, no.
No. Did you ask for a server or a manager or no? Okay. So again, helping out the world. Since the pandemic, always ask for someone in charge.
I think there's a stigma, though, of sending back food.
I would much rather know if but whether I made it wrong, and I mean me. I don't even mean my people. If I messed it up, if I didn't make it the way you wanted, if the server didn't know what they were serving, if the server took it to the wrong table, if you didn't care for it, if I would like to know all of it, the one that it pokes me in the throat is well, I didn't say anything.
Yeah, can't fix it if you don't know what's broken. Because there's a stigma, and I think they're also not sure how people are going to react. And it's difficult too, because when you complain to like a big corporate restaurant, you're complaining to a manager who probably has been there a month and probably won't be there next month.
Yeah.
Like I went to a big chain and found a long blonde hair. I don't have blonde hair. I've never had blonde hair. And all they did was say, okay. And just
see a small, and again, I'm not saying anything anti-chain. I'm just saying that as a small business owner, I'm literally working 18 hours a day. I'm working too hard to not care.
The owners are more, you can contact them directly as a small business. So if you are at any small business and you have a problem, please try to contact the owner prior to social media, ranting and negative. I mean, it's like they'll bash everything, but they don't even give you the opportunity to fix it. And if you're going to hate us, at least give us the opportunity to make it right and then decide you don't like us. Like, and too much of that happens. And I think, but it's a taboo too, to like send food back, and you don't do that. And
well, it's such, like I said, it's such a fight training people that
Oh,
I just think that not just my place. I mean, in general.
Oh, it is. I've worked at other
I
restaurants.
think that if there's a problem, I think
hard.
that we should all start adulting and say something. Like, I'm not saying be a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But people don't like face-to-face stuff either,
Well,
though.
see, I know,
you know.
but
at least
everyone's got to adult
they
more.
can
Because
write
the point
later.
is, if I don't know, I don't know. I would much rather know and fix it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Well,
sorry.
listen, at least try to have the chance to make it right. If we made it wrong, let us make it right.
Yeah.
In so many aspects. And that doesn't happen a lot, unfortunately.
No, it doesn't. Well, good point. And like I said, I hadn't thought about it that way. Like, I was like, why would you wait an hour and a half and then tell me that something sucked? Why not, just tell me now. I'll fix it.
Yeah.
I'll give you something better.
And I mean, who knows? Maybe they said Anna Marie's not here. Maybe they did ask, and they were like, no, she's not here today. And then she won't come out for the next 20 minutes that the customers are going to be there.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're right.
You need like earpieces on your server so that you can hear everything that's being.
Well, they do. So the servers that come from corporate, they're super funny because they'll come back in the kitchen and they'll be like, hi. There's a man up front asking for you. I said, okay. And they'll say, are you here? Yeah.
Yeah. Always here. Always
Standing
here.
in front of you.
Yeah.
Right here. Oh, well, we weren't allowed to tell people the manager was here before. Oh, well then who's the manager? Like who's in charge?
Well, that's how it is, because they don't want to face the problems. They'd rather face it via email or a phone call than
I'm hands-on. I want to fix it.
yeah.
So, I am, again, I told you, like in the reviews, I put my phone number.
Yeah.
And everyone thinks that I'm insane. Everyone absolutely thinks I'm insane
That's
for
a
doing
different
it.
type of insane, but that's
But
neither here nor
I do.
there.
So, t-shirts. I have a new idea for t-shirts. And it has come full circle. And again, I'm back to, I was pretty dejected and I was giving up that I couldn't fix everything. Now I'm just embracing it. We're like the Sixers. It's a rebuilding year. We're gonna keep going, and I'm not gonna give up.
Are we in restaurant years like we're restaurant minutes? Are we doing that? Are we?
It's okay. I'm Embiid with a knee injury. I'm coming back. It's all gonna be okay.
It's just
I'm
I think
working it out.
that's all Phillies this year. I think because even the Eagles are. We're not talking about last season. We're just going to start new in 2024. We're just moving on.
I'm consciously doing it. So when I was 19 and I opened, we had these t-shirts that because I told my father said to me, "You don't know anything about opening a restaurant." And I said, "I don't, but we're going to wing it." So in the beginning, we had these t-shirts that said, "Order anything you want," and on the back it said, "Eat what you get."
Order what you want, eat what you get. Yes.
It's now 30 years later, and it's no longer because Anna Marie's winging it. It's because I can't always help the server get it from point A to point B. So now we're going to be, welcome to Anna Marie's. Order anything you want. And on the back, it's going to say, eat what you get. Anna Marie can't be everywhere at one time. And then I'm just going to put my phone number at the bottom, and you can call and tell
like
me.
a QR code that'll text you, like it'll pull up Anna Marie's information automatically.
You'll just get me. We'll just start a thing where you can FaceTime me in my car in between restaurants. I'm like, "Ma'am, I'm trying."
Yep.
I told her where the marshmallow sauce was, and she can't find it.
Yeah, you just start FaceTiming and stuff. Yeah, they could be like, "I'm here in the restaurant actively."
Yes.
And
it's like I know when they say to me like, I was told when the server gave the wrong thing in the gorgonzola, they should be trained better. Well, they should. I'm trying. Like
they should.
It's not lack of effort.
But I mean, and this is where I play devil's advocate because it's one of those customers also. I mean, you're ordering food, you would think that you know kind of like what you're ordering. But see, I think also I've noticed sometimes they turn their brains, not turn them off, but they take what's given to them because they're like, okay, I'm not going to question what they're giving to me.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yesterday I took a ram out to somebody and I put it down and I came back and I was like, yep, nope, that was supposed to be a messy scrambler that she ate. I took it out to her and I made a joke. I made light out of my mistake and I was like, I said, you know what?
That's the kid.
I said, you wanted to try the messy scrambler. I said, no, I didn't want you to eat that. I said, I figured if you'd like our SOS, you'd love our sausage gravy. I said, so here, try this. I said, here's a box to take it all home.
And I'm going to go get you what you really wanted.
I said, the messy that you really wanted. I said, that's actually coming. I said, so here's an appetizer and a try our sausage gravy. Her and her husband cracked up. They sat in the middle and ate half of it. Because
no, the new servers haven't caught any of that.
But no, make a joke out of it. I know. Yep, I'm so sorry. I messed up. Yep, I just did not. When I was at the restaurant with the fancy touch screen, because I don't know what I'm doing up there with the fancy touch screen.
I don't either. Don't tell anybody. I can barely use it. I can barely use it.
I told a customer, I said, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. And I had 3 tables turn around and start singing Taylor Swift with me. And they all left me a little extra because
if we could all just
you make a joke out of it. Just you.
They will. Well, over the weekend, we were kidding about how Alex is cooking. And he's like, I'm going to make one of them TikToks too. I'm going to turn around and say, when Anna Marie's not here, we don't have the same menu and I don't make the same things. And I'm like, yes. Oh, they when they mess up, they want to hide it. And I'm like, there's no need. It's like, dude, I screw up 900 times before 7:30.
I've given people tea when it was supposed to be coffee, and I've refilled coffee on top of tea.
I have driven to the wrong restaurant.
1 minute warning.
So yeah, I mean, things happen, you know. Like it's embracing it. Is really what it's all about.
Well, I am. It's a rebuilding year. We got this. Next week we're going to talk about prices and what people think. And I'll try to have another
30 years of pricing.
Yeah, exactly. I'll try to have another story on something that I did stupid.
Okay.
And maybe a staff story if they don't all get mad at me.
Does it have to be restaurant related, or like can we just talk about how Katie just fell down her front steps the other day?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I can do plenty of stupid stuff, so we could fill the time that way. But I think it makes the staff feel better when we tell them what we.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there are many, many things that we have done. I can start writing down some stories. Yeah. We can have a Katie and Anna Marie.
Now that I don't, like I said, I've never watched these, but talking to you is easy.
Yeah,
so,
that's it. We can talk all day about the things we've messed up on in our adventures.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about it anymore. I can just embarrass myself, so it's fine.
Yeah, and I'm sure I've done it right there with you. So.
All right, so thank you if you're watching. We will see you next week. We appreciate it. Please give us a like and a share. T-shirts will be coming soon. I am so on that because that's for real. And that's about it. You want to say anything?
Anything you want to know or your questions or anything, comment down. We can touch base on it in our next chat. Always let us know. We're always open for criticism.
Oh, yeah.
And letting us know what you want. We're here to please and serve. It's just what we do.
It is. And you can make fun of us. So it's
yeah,
fine.
That's what we're here for.
All right, see you next week. Thank you.
See ya.